We have a Dogecoin crash alert as the top 10 cryptocurrencies have seen a very tumultuous last 24 hours, and in the last 7 days, we have seen one of the biggest falls we have seen in a single 7-day period in months, as Robinhood has decided to take off, delist some of the top cryptocurrencies on their platform: Cardano, Polygon, Solana. Some of those coins just recently added. Some of them have been on for a while that are facing scrutiny, at least from the SEC, as Robinhood, in my opinion, is making the wrong decision here. And here's why this is so important. Because yes, we do have some very negative things to talk about overall right now, but there is not just a glimmer of hope, there is a massive opening where hope is just flowing through freely, and that hope comes in the form of the next presidential cycle. Because right now, the Biden administration, unfortunately, is playing a big role through Gary Gensler and the SEC, and why we have seen this very bad week for cryptocurrency. Take a look at this. DeSantis: Bitcoin represents a threat to the current regime. That's very true indeed. You can't control people if they have crypto. He also vowed to protect Bitcoin during his presidential campaign launch with Elon Musk. Not only is that good for Dogecoin, also very good for crypto as a whole if DeSantis is able to win. Robert F. Kennedy, a Democrat, he stayed silent on Bitcoin and his central bank digital currency during his Twitter talk with Elon Musk. However, he has been very pro-crypto, including accepting crypto. So either of these guys, and even Trump, at first, he was very anti-crypto. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but he did come around. His collection is doing really well. Already sold out twice, getting merch sales, a lot of things. Trump is certainly not going to be someone who's negative on crypto, but I think the real hope for us, if DeSantis wins in 2024, we're going to see the biggest spike in cryptocurrency history by far, because he will not only embrace it, he will embrace it right as the next halving cycle happens for Bitcoin, right on time with when we're supposed to see the next spike anyway. So the combination of those two things will make you incredibly rich. Not to mention, DeSantis and Elon Musk's relationship is very good. Dogecoin, obviously a big part of that. So thank you to Elon Musk for bringing the fight with Twitter and every single platform that he is pushing on, as Robinhood is not doing the right thing, but at least some people are. Now, as we take a look at the top cryptos here, you can see Bitcoin down 4.8% in the last 7 days to 25,000. We were hovering at a significantly better point not that long ago at around 30,000 for BTC. Ethereum 1,700. Nothing too crazy, but the biggest fallers, of course, Cardano 30%. Dogecoin pales in comparison with its foliage to Cardano. Solana 27%. The SEC is manipulating the market. A post on Twitter suggested that Gary Gensler and other people in the SEC were shorting the cryptocurrency market ahead of this announcement, and we'll probably learn that Nancy Pelosi and all of the people in Congress, of course, they somehow magically knew to short cryptocurrency right before this announcement came out, as always, and made a bunch of money from it. This is how it works. They manipulate, they use the American people to make a bunch of money. It's not just disgusting, it is inherently corrupt and should be not just illegal, but it should be something that faces a pretty severe consequence, not just having to pay off the money back through a massive fine, but also actual prison time to some degree is necessary if we really want to send a message that you cannot take advantage of the American people anymore with all this insider trading, all this crap. Similarly, Facebook, Libra's virtual currency, says Donald Trump in 2019, will have little standing or dependability. If Facebook and other companies want to become a bank, they must sync a new banking charter and become subject to all banking regulations, just like other banks, both national and international. He could have deleted this tweet, by the way, could have Trump. He didn't, he should have. We only have one real currency in the USA, and it is stronger than ever, both dependable and reliable. It is by far the most dominant currency anywhere in the world, and it will always be that way. It is called the United States dollar. Now, I guess what Trump didn't realize, or maybe he did, is that the person who came after him would spend a ton of money. And keep in mind, we're not going to let Trump off the hook either. Trump spent way too much money in office. Now, Biden did as well, but there's no way you can possibly make the argument anymore that you're going to want to be holding the dollar, that it's going to continue to be the most dependable, reliable. It's just not true. You can't be $32 trillion in debt as a country representing the dollar and have that be the case. It will never be the case. Big question, says IVIP all day. At what point do we buy when it's low? Who knows what the lowest it's going to go? Where do we start? Anytime Dogecoin's under 6 cents, you should not feel uncomfortable when it comes to pressing the buy button. You really shouldn't. That is very good territory. If we hadn't seen the SEC cracking down, which was something you can never really predict, then it wouldn't have been at 6 cents right now. It would have still been higher. And so it's very unfortunate. Of course, my money is down. I have a ton of money invested in Dogecoin, as you may or may not know. Definitely down a good bit right now, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I mean, we can't win always. And that's just part of the crypto market. With the big spikes, we also have to accept that sometimes we're going to see big falls to go along with it. Unfortunate indeed. But still, nonetheless, it's important that we're staying up to date on these things even more so than ever before. As we also, right now, are seeing a pretty intense case happening when it comes to Three Arrows Capital, one of the most disgustingly ran companies in history. These two guys who are partiers, keep in mind, if you ever see somebody wearing a shirt like this and somebody who clearly does a lot of illegal substances, you may want to watch out when it comes to specifically investing. Now, these are great people to be friends with. If you want to be friends with either of these guys, you can have a great time with them, have fun, but should you invest your money into people who love the partying, the showy lifestyle? Absolutely not. Never do that. I like to live modestly whenever I can. I mean, sometimes splurge, have a little bit of fun, right? You know, when you have success, have fun, splurge sometimes. But I don't go showing off flashy things on social media. I don't really care about showing off flashy things. I can have them if I want, right? But I don't want to show them off. What's the point of that? It actually is more of a security risk than anything else. I also don't really feel like going and doing illegal substances. I would much rather have my family and enjoy life in that regard. And it's fine if you want to do those things, but the point is, I think we can all agree, if that's your lifestyle, and when it comes to starting a company, the most reliable people are the people who are going to have more traditional lifestyles and stay away from a lot of the stuff that does lead to temptation, that does lead to greed, that does lead to a lot of the bad things that come along with it. Now, you can see a year ago, Three Arrows Capital, the hedge fund founded by Mr. Davies and Shuzu, both now 36, imploded almost overnight. Worshipped by their hundreds of thousands of Twitter followers, Mr. Davies and Mr. Zhu had been crypto superstars, known for their trading acumen and bold predictions about the market. They were fixtures in the community, and that is absolutely true indeed. There's no question about it. And what we've seen right now, the absolute total destruction of Three Arrows Capital, it was in large part their fault. It wasn't just, oh, this happened. It wasn't just a thing that happened to them. They played a significant role in causing this. And I honestly cannot believe that they were allowed to get away with this for so long. It's all based on one thing. These two dudes, very good at building relationships with other people. That's what it came down to. But when it comes to actual investment and long-term strategy, they, of course, failed miserably, as a number of other people did. But a lot of them very similar in a lot of ways. And as we continue to read the article, it just gets worse and worse and worse. They literally are still living large. That's what's crazy. It's not just that they did this failure. They're right now Bali, doing illegal substances still all across the world. They've been to places in New Zealand, Thailand, all over the world. They're just having fun, living it up. FTX CEO, former CEO, that is, Sam Bankman-Fried, also still living large, having fun. These guys are not really facing hardly any consequences for what they did, and that does not look good. Remember, the SEC wasn't even looking that hard into cryptocurrency until a lot of this happened. As it happened, it started to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and unfortunately, that did lead to more government scrutiny, more government oversight, more government overreach. Where should I move my Solana? Says Manuel Jerva. I would, if you like Solana, you don't need to sell it. Just wait until 2024. Wait until either DeSantis or RFK or even potentially Trump. Wait until one of those guys hopefully gets in office. As long as it's not Biden, it could be any of those other three. And I think we'll see a significantly better position for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, all of the top cryptocurrencies. And even we'll see a nice run with smaller alt-cap coins too. A lot of them are going to really spike like crazy. That will be the get-rich moment of our lifetimes. There will only be one. Do not miss it. Be ready. It's not going to happen again. Maybe in a different industry, but this is going to be the one time we see a real opportunity for normal people. And I say normal, I mean, if you're in crypto, you're probably already a little bit better than normal, right? But this is an opportunity for normally, slightly above average when it comes to income for the most part. Some people who are lower income also, doesn't really matter. As long as you are pushing the right strategy right now, you will become wildly successful from it. And if you are of higher income at this current point in time, you're going to be extremely wealthy from this. If you are of lower income, you will still make a lot of money from it. And then you will have the ability to invest that money and become extremely wealthy. No matter what, this is the vehicle that you're not going to want to miss. This is the train that's going to go all the way to Money Town, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Robinhood taking off Solana. It's very sad indeed. And if you are looking for a place to move it right now, there's honestly not a lot of options. I mean, you can try to move it to a decentralized application. MetaMask, I know some people like to use for cryptocurrencies like that. I currently do not have any of my Solana on MetaMask, so I'll have to actually look into that a little bit more as to what their rules are. I believe they do offer you the ability to send and transform through there, so I'll look that up a little bit further and give you an update on the next video. But yeah, I mean, you're going to have to take it off Robinhood. But I've told you this was coming. Do not hold all your crypto on Robinhood. Things like this happen. If you are stuck with it, you know, you're in trouble, right? I mean, I believe they do have to give you just cash back. So I don't think they're going to take your coins and just not give you anything. They'll just put money in your account. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand. And I'll see you in the next video.